Well, now here with me is a total cost of opening a combination of both cosmetics as well as the salon business. By the way, this is the most requested business, and people are telling me, hey, Joseph, explain to me or explain for us to understand exactly what do I need to open this kind of a business. So if you're looking forward to opening this kind of a business, this is a video for you. And maybe you've never thought of it. Probably it's a business that you should look forward into it. Guess what? I'm going to explain each and every bit what it needs and how to go about it. And at the end of this video, I'm going to share the strategies and the tips or how to run this business so that you can maximize the income. Okay, so maybe perhaps you've already started the business. You need to get the tips on how to run this business successfully. All right, so let's get into today's business. But don't forget, I always post a video each and every day. So if you don't want to miss any good of my videos for each and every different businesses, that's what I'll be posting. So if you don't want to miss any of your business, so make sure that you subscribe. How do you do that? Down below here on your right, there is a small button written subscribe. Hit that magical button, like this video, and by only doing that, you get to be notified whenever I upload a new good video. So let's get into the business. Now, the very first point or the very first thing that you need to understand with this kind of a business that we're about to start is not a large one. Remember one thing, all the businesses are classified into three categories. Number one, we have the small one, the medium, and we have the large one. So what I'm discussing here is like an average one. It's not like the big one. Obviously, I know there are some of this that requires over 2 million, 3 million and something of sort. So for today, I'm actually giving you an idea that actually anyone can start there because it's not an outrageous amount of money. All right, so let's get into the business. Before you start any given business out there, one thing that you're supposed to understand is the location, 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 location. It's the most important thing. Why? Location connects you with the target customers. See, so the first thing that you're supposed to understand is also location defines how much you're gonna use in terms of your rent. Location also defines how much you need in terms of the transport and what have you. So location is one of the vital things that you're supposed to understand. Now, where can this business actually succeed? Some of the areas that their business can be able to succeed is the areas of the CBD of any given town, all right? Can be Nairobi, Mombasa, Kisumu, Nakuru, whatever the town can function from the CBD. But with our budget, I don't think that amount of money will be enough for us to get a shop from the CBD, all right? But you can do it from what we call the residential areas where, you know, there's a large flock of number of people. And of course, where people are, where we have like centers near schools, institutions, hospitals, and what have you, that business can actually resonate well. All right, so who are the target customers? The target customers, of course, are the beauty excuse me, God, I got some cold. So it's about the beauty enthusiasts. So that's the guy who really care about how they look and how they appear and how they present themselves. So those are the people. And where you can get these people is from the area that I've actually told you, that likes of the CBD residential areas and the centers. So those are the areas that you get the target customers, or what you call them, the beauty enthusiasts. All right, so let's get into the numbers, because I know the reason as to why you clicked on this video, you want to get the numbers. You don't want like a lot of things, you just want to get the numbers. All right, let's get into the business. Now, the very first thing that you're supposed to understand is the rent. Right, the rent the average cost of the rent is, I'll put it at around 15,000. And of course, with the Kenyan law, in most of the time, you are required to pay at least 3 months upfront and what have you. Others ask for 2 months. So if you get someone who is asking you for 2 months, well and good if you do not have money. But at the end of the day, even if you pay those 3 months, it still means advantage to you. So the point is 15,000, then you do the 3 times, meaning that after the 3, or you're supposed to pay a deposit of at least 3 months. Therefore, you're gonna need to have a 45,000 at the end of the day for you to secure a premise. Now, guess what? Securing a premise is not that simple as people think, because you need to walk, you need to visit that site regularly, you need to make sure that at least you familiarize yourself with that locality, like the number of people. Also, you have to consider how many of the same businesses are in existence and that kind of a thing. All right, so that's the thing that you're supposed to consider before making a decision. This is where I'm gonna start my own business. All right. The next point that you need to have is what we call the counter and shelving making, because all these products, as far as the cosmetics are concerned, they need a shelving whereby they can be able to rest and also be able to have whereby you can be able to, you know, to stock them and shelve them and all those kind of things. So you need to have yourself a counter and a shelving. And by the way, if you ask me, this is where the big chunky of money goes towards, because you need to have yourself a good presentable shelving area. Also, you need to have a counter whereby you'll be working. Remember, this is a combination of 2 businesses. And you might wonder, hey, why am I saying that we should have a combination of these 2 businesses? This is the reason. There is something called business complementation, meaning that you can have one business that complements the other. For example, those people who operate the salons without the cosmetics, meaning they usually visit the cosmetics to buy the salon products. Likes of the braids, likes of the okay, ladies, you know all those things, okay? I don't want to name all those things, okay? So you have to have those things that at least you can be able to complement each other. Remember now, what you've done is that you've diversified your market. You're having people who have been or want to be made their hair from the place, and at the same time, you're having customers who are buying from you. You see, okay, there is this one that you're supposed to understand with beauty. Women, we have a specific place where we usually shave. That's for a fact. All right. It is very hard to change for a man to shave from where they usually shave. The same case applies to ladies. They usually have a spot where they usually go to make their hair. But in most cases, you find you might not be the guy or you might not be the person whom they prefer to come and make your hair from. But you still need their money. How do you do that? Then you provide the cosmetic service. See, wherever you buy the cosmetic product, does not matter wherever the place. You can actually grab it or grab them from wherever the place, and then you show up to the place where you want to make your hair from, and then everything will be good. All right. So the point, the reason as to why you're having the two of them is because you don't want to segment your market. You want to have at least all of them in one place, and also you want to earn from the cosmetics as well as you want to earn from the salon services. All right. Fine, let's go to the next point. So the counter shelving and whatever, you need to have yourself a 60 Gs, 60K at the end of the day, because you need to buy the wood. Nowadays, wood is a bit expensive. And by the way, this price you really need to negotiate with the foodie, whoever gonna make this as a specific thing for you, because it can actually even go beyond this amount of money. So shelving and the counter and what have you, set aside that amount of money, all right? The next thing, you need to have the seats and the equipment. This for the with respect to the salon. With respect to the salon, obviously, I don't want you to start like an outrageous way, like an elegant one, like an executive one, and what have you. Here we are starting just an average thing, a good thing that will serve the purpose. Obviously, it's a neat one, it's a clean place, and what have you. The most vital product that you need to have in a salon, obviously you ladies, you know them, you need to have a, we call them the blower or dryer or whatever. You need to have a dryer, you need to have a blower, you need to have a sink, you need to have at least a seat where people can be able to relax. You need also to have a mirror, a very good mirror somewhere. You also need to have some of the products that the soaps, the what have you, and all those kind of things. Because obviously for the salon, obviously you need to have a very nice carpet, fluffy one where people can actually relax and rest without issues and what have you. Later you can think of incorporating, like let's say having a TV in place, so that at least when people are waiting their turn to be served, then they can be enjoying them. So, but anyway, I have not captured that from my budget. But anyway, with 55 Gs, you can actually be able to maneuver around. You can grab yourself like 2 or 3 seats from the place, and then after that, you can grab yourself a good and nice mirror. You can do the interior decor and what have you. But that one we're gonna talk about it below, and then you can be able to incorporate those, the soaps, the what have you, the sinks, the waters, a reservoir or the carrying sort of a kind of a thing. All right. So those are the things that you need to have them in place. Okay. That you need 55,000 for the sake of that. And by the way, this is the point. Whenever you are looking for this piece of place, or should I call it a room, you need to have a room that actually can be able to accommodate the both services. You can be able to subdivide it such that at the front you have your counter whereby you're selling your cosmetic products, and at the back that's where you have the salon services. So whatever people shows up, you can connect them, and you have to make that display very nice. You don't have to totally cover it and make a very small opening there. People can't even tell whatever is going out there. So you're supposed to make sure that at least the display, the counter making, and the planning is actually so nice such that whoever is buying can actually see through and be able to realize, hey, you also offer the salon services and what have you. So that, by the way, that's a tip. Now the other one you need to do is to do the branding. What is branding? Branding is maybe you decide to paint like a paint color, you need, obviously that's what resonates with the ladies. You also need to have what we call like sort of a graffiti, graphic design or something of, not really graphic design, but interior design. And then you also need to have at least quite a nice, elegant place with well lightings and what have you. I've actually set an outrageous amount of money, by the way, with regard to our case of 35,000. You may actually decide to squeeze this amount of money to a little bit of lower than this, but sometimes it depends on what you want to start. This one can actually, by the way, branding sometimes goes all the way even to apps of hundreds of thousands. So with our case, because we are talking of an average business, let's set aside 35,000. This requires the paintings, it requires having a banner outside, actually clearly, illustrating what businesses or what services you're offering out there, with the nice pictures, lighting outside, written salon and whatever, all that kind of branding and what have you. Set aside around 35,000, and that will do you justice. All right. The other thing you need to do, obviously, I know you're asking yourself, where is it? It's about licensing and permits. See, you don't want to rub shoulders with the government, because you need to have a clear environment. You can just imagine you're having your clients or customers there, and then the kanjo shows up, and then you're banging the doors, closing and running away. You can just imagine the type of the image that you'll portray with your customers. You really don't want to do exactly that. So the point is, be very careful whenever you are operating this business, and I would advise you go ahead and have what we call permits and licensing. And for that matter, I've set aside like 15,000, right? Obviously, this is not like a very big business. So 15,000, I believe it will do you justice. All right. Right. Now, the last one, but not the least, obviously you saw this coming, is about stocking. You need to stock the cosmetic products and what have you. How about you start with 65,000, and then from there get to see how it will fare up. This means that you bring all those the jellies, the paraffins, you need to bring those braids, you need to bring all those warts, the clippers, and whatever, all those things that are found in a beauty place. So you can just start with a 65,000, and then from there you can pump in more money as the money comes in. And the last one, but not the least, this is where people actually, majority of them tend to ignore. It's about advertising. Advertising is one of that place where people usually disregard it, and actually it plays a very vital role. You can start with 10,000. How do you advertise? You can pay some dudes out there to advertise the business. You can actually print some brochures and cards and business cards and give it to people. You can visit to different places and give them. You can decide this advertisement of 10,000. When you're starting, you can decide to buy some fruits and some blend some juices and place them somewhere, and when people shows up as their first customers, you can actually distribute to them for free. And you see, this is an amount of money. You only need to identify the type of locality that you're operating from, and then from there try to identify what works for them, right? For example, say you are working in a community whereby they treasure murusik. How about you buy them brusik, you place them there, and then they can buy them brusik. Let's say maybe you're operating from a place where people, appreciate like the bananas, like let's say you're operating from the Kisi and what have you. How about you have to be a bit, just look what surrounds them and what have you, and then offer them that as a stipend, and then from there you can be able to make some G's. Anyway, now this is what I promised about the tips and strategies on how you can run this business. Number one, this is a service industry. And with the service industry, what matters a lot is two things. Number one, you need to care about the customer service. And the customer services are classified into two: the before sale service and the after sale service. Before sale service is actually handling the customers once they show up out to your shop, talking to them nicely, and also appreciating them, letting them understand they are more important, and you show them where they can sit and what have you. Tell them that, hey, you know what, you're in line and everybody is here and we are here to serve you, and all those kind of things. And after sale service is whereby you telling the customers why they should come back and giving them reasons why you should not only come back alone but come with other people. The other thing that you need to understand when it comes to the service industry, it's about the quality of the services. Quality of the services. You see, you may have all those nice branding and what have you, but the quality of the services you're offering are not up to the standard. It's not up to par. Let people feel like, hey, guess what? I am actually getting the value for my money. So quality of the services is what brings the difference between person A and person B. So consider offering the best quality services out there. All right. Another tip that is quite essential is also the thing to do with also the hygiene, how you present yourself. You see, you don't want to make somebody here and you're having a bad odor and what have you, and you know those kind of things. You really need to, you are sweating armpits and armpits are smelling and you're actually moving around. You can just imagine being shaved by somebody who is smelling armpits and what have you. It's quite so much unhealthy. So it's good to make sure that at least all those tips, you make sure that you consider them. And also, it's also good to consider the fact that, hey, offer them some stipend. Sometimes you may decide, like let's say on Sundays at the evening from 2 p.m. and above, you offer some free juices. Whoever comes there and make their hair, they offer some free juices. You can also be planning some the birthdays, parties, and what have you. You see, you can tell the customers, hey, when you show up, if it is your birthday, let us know. And here we are, we can celebrate you. We can organize like a small party here, you know, and give you some discount and what. So just organize something here, do something that is unique, and at the end of the day, you can be able to make something at the end of the day. Guess what, guys? This business plan about this beauty cosmetic shop, I have it ready for you. If you need it, you can grab it. It's ready. Even that of the salon, it's also ready. And the copy it only goes for 280 each. Anyway, grab my number from the description of this specific video. Give me a call. You get the copy, or you can text me on WhatsApp. You get the copy. And from there, we can get started. For now, it's a goodbye. See you there in the next one.